be absolutely devastating.
Oh! This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Facer Hill Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Fine, Justin Terrell, and Big Glenn. How's it going, everybody?
Doing fantastic.
Hanging in there.
A couple things I would take.
I have a bone to pick with Marcus.
Oh.
Learn how to ring the damn bell. That's all I have to say.
Dang it, Marcus!
I was halfway there before we turned around. I thought I just can't do it.
I know.
My gut was terrible. Well, my gut's like Tony's gut is now. It's like
my gut's hurting, man.
And I didn't have no hard work, so
hey,
it was just
Tony,
bad.
Tony, I know what you did Saturday to get a few extra bucks in the parking lot. We don't have
it
to talk
wouldn't
about that.
It wouldn't be. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. The Facer Hill Pro Wrestling Talk. Let's jump right into SmackDown, Justin. Hey, what'd you think of SmackDown?
I thought SmackDown was really good. I had my notes down, and now my phone is froze up. Give me a second.
That's why we old school it. Ain't that right, Tony? That's why we old school it.
Pencil,
Old
paper.
trusty notepad.
Well, I was watching it in between like breaks at work. So we had obviously the match with Cody Rhodes and
I don't know. Wait, real quick. I don't know if you should be announcing live on air that instead of working, you was watching wrestling.
I know. I said in between breaks. What I
Yeah,
said.
in between breaks. You didn't say on break. You said
I
in
thought he
between
meant after.
breaks.
I thought he meant after the breaks are over.
You said in between breaks.
You know, okay, my bad. On break, in between my routes when I had some downtime, I was catching up on it and writing down, taking notes throughout the week, and also watching it again. All right, so we had Cody Rhodes defeated Drew McIntyre with a undisputed WWE Championship. Jacob Fatu distracted Drew McIntyre. I think they're really going to go for really set up for that at WrestleMania. I really think that's going to be one of those key matchups. Then we had the United States Open Challenge, and I really liked with this one because it was a surprise to me. Getting Dr. Wagner Jr. against Carmelo Hayes. I thought it was probably, if not the match of the night, one of the matches of the night. It was a really good match. Carmelo Hayes has done a phenomenal job with the United States title. Him and also Iliad. The women's number one contenders tag team title match: Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defeated Kiana James and Julia. I kind of see Kiana James and Julia breaking up soon. From what I'm reading, I'm trying to stay away from spoilers and because you don't like reading the dirt sheets because you like to be surprised and stuff like that too. But from what I'm been reading and seeing, I think they're really leaning towards Tiffany Stratton versus Julia at WrestleMania. So I think that'll be another good match for the women's tag team turmoil number one contenders match. They had a gauntlet match. R-Truth and Damian Priest ended up winning it. R-Truth was Ron Cena. I mean, it's just a comedy gimmick of John Cena. I mean, I love it. I love R-Truth. I'm still waiting for him and Danhausen to run into each other. And then the biggest pop of the night, I think the biggest moment of the night was the promo between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. I thought it got heated. I thought it was really good, and I thought it really brought Cargill up a level. I thought she leveled up there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Justin. I thought that was good. I thought the show was really good. We also had Oba destroy Johnny Gargano in a couple of minutes.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, did have that too. But yeah, it was a good show. I really enjoyed it. I loved, like you said, about Dr. Wagner Jr. I thought that was a solid match. Yeah, I think we'll find out, I think, this Friday if they're going to stick with just Orton and Cody, which I think they're going to. And it's going to be Jacob and Drew. But they do have a contract signing on Friday. So if anything's going to happen to change that match between Randy and Cody, it's going to happen there, I would think. So
I agree. I think, and like, even if they end up not doing that, Cody versus Orton, and they end up doing the Fatal 4, heck, they might even go 6-man, because I've heard them talk about throwing Trick and Sammy in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility.
But going back to the Oba versus Gargano thing, I thought it was great. Basically, Gargano wanted to come back as Johnny Wrestling, so he called out, wanted to fight anybody in the back. Oba showed up, destroyed him, and he went back to planking. So I think that it was a way to squash him, to get ready to get him off TV, and him ultimately ending up back in AEW.
And it sucks because Jordan Grace got hurt, because I think she was going to be a part of that United States Championship match. I think it was going to be a 3-way with Julia and Tiffany Stratton. So now she's hurt. So I think she may be out of that match, and that kind of sucks for her, because I think she might have won that match.
I agree. So, I think she could have. I think she would have been the next in line. I don't think they really needed to put Tiffany in that spot, because Tiffany has already won the World or the WWE Championship, so she doesn't really need to go to that level right yet, so she can kind of not worry about a title run. So I think to elevate Jordan, I think Jordan would have been the perfect spot, or perfect person to take that spot.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but it was a solid show. I really enjoyed it. Let's move on to some Monday Night Raw, Chris. What do you think of Monday Night Raw?
I thought Raw was pretty good this week. I think last week's Raw was a little bit stronger to me, but it still was a good show. I'd probably would give it right around the 7.5 or 8, probably right around the 8 for this week. I thought the beginning, I did like that, how they brought out like 100 masked men and had them all scrambling around, and then one of them was Rollins. And then when they had Rollins cornered, they jumped in there and done it again to get him out of there. I thought that was pretty good. Thought the Danhausen stuff was pretty funny with the original El Grande Americano.
Yep.
And then hell, he didn't even show up for his match after he got cursed. So that was interesting. But no, Oba, Femi, and Rusev. I thought that was a pretty solid match. Like the CM Punk and Uso promo at the end. I thought it was a pretty solid show overall. The women's gauntlet match I thought was real good. I enjoyed that women's gauntlet match. I thought it was good. I was a little surprised Bayley won it, but I did. I thought that was a pretty solid match.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good match. Bayley's the new #1 contender. I think, guys, we may be seeing a pop. You never know if they're gonna pull the trigger, but Valkyrie, the way she was looking at Bayley when they was at the interview segment,
yeah, I think she's getting ready to turn.
She could turn, and she's a pretty good heel, because I've seen her play heel in NXT UK, so she's capable of being a good heel. So that's it.
And I thought the Judgment Day thing with Balor attacking Mysterio, I thought that was done pretty good. I liked it. Other than they should have just had the women stay out of it, because when it was like they didn't know what to do when they were supposed to attack Finn. Like Liv was kind of hesitant to do anything, and then Raquel just kind of went over there and like tapped him once. Like
yeah, she didn't hit her real hard.
I think that would have looked a little better if them two would have just kind of stayed to the side during that part right there. But other than that, I liked how Finn done the flip kick to hit him after he turned his back. So I thought it was a pretty solid show. I'd give it probably around the 8.
I have an opinion on the Max Men before we continue on with Marcus. I tell you what, man. I love the Max Men idea. I want to see them come out. Seth Rollins come out like John Cena did at WrestleMania 25 with a whole bunch of guys and Max Men and and everything. Have them come out with 100 of those guys. I mean, hell, let's even go as far as having those on-screen videos that they have during commercial. Find the WWE Championship under the cup and stuff. They need to have the Max Men in one of those instead of the championship. So.
Hey, how's it going, Hobo Jones?
Oh, Hobo.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, Kelly.
But yeah, I think I love it because I see what Triple H and the creative team is doing. They're kind of trolling the people that are hating on it.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yes.
They're throwing it in the internet's face because they're
Yes.
complaining about the mask guys. So you gonna complain about the mask guys? I'll make a joke out of it and I'll put 30 of them in the ring. F you. I loved it. I thought it was pretty funny. I agree with you, Chris. I love the Dom thing and Finn, but I agree with you. The women did look a little out of place. They could have did that a little better. I don't disagree with it. Now, the segment with CM Punk and the Usos was outstanding. I think it added another layer to the story. I said this probably a month ago, 6 weeks. Guys, I think we're going back to the old group with the Usos and Roman Reigns. I think that's where we're headed. I think that's where we're going. And
I agree. I agree. I think with with them taking out Paul Heyman, Paul secretly going. We haven't seen Roman yet. Roman's going to show up with Paul Heyman, realign himself, and they're all going to realign themselves, and they're going to go on another big run.
And it's going to be amazing. We're going to have a once in the air.
I am going to ask you guys a question. It's more along the SmackDown side, but I'm going to go back to it real quick. I've read some stuff that you may see a Sammy match against Trick at WrestleMania and a double turn. Trick becomes the good guy, Sammy becomes the bad guy.
That'd be great.
That would be interesting if it does happen, because Trick's getting really big pops.
Yeah.
So we'll see where we go with that.
Yeah, when I was in Chicago for the Chamberman, even though I was high up, we all was going nuts for Trick Williams.
Yeah, he's over. Yeah, Chris, I agree with you. I give Raw about an 8, and I give SmackDown about an 8. I thought they were both really good shows. Okay, Marcus, let's jump into some NXT.
All right. Well, first off, they did highlight Vengeance. Can we go ahead and talk about the street fight?
Yeah.
Because I went back to watch the street fight because of the highlights that they showed at the front of NXT. So they did a lady street fight. You don't see street fight. Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I know.
Marcus
That's right.
That's about the third time it's gone off. They know it's like, hey, he's on, so let's probably adjust it. Anyhow. Anyway, so they did a late street fight at Vengeance between Jada Parker and Blake Monroe. And I must say I was very impressed. I had seen some things on there I've never seen in my life.
Diamonds, baby.
Kendo sticks wedged in the ropes. I think I've seen that a few times. But I liked how she hung the chair on a couple of them and dropped her head down through it. The pump handle and then drove her head into the top turnbuckle. Sandwiched her between the chairs. The Pearls punch, that was pretty unique. I've seen several of these tables break now. They must score those in 2 different spots because they break in 3s. Most tables are broke where it breaks right down the middle because they're gimmicked to do that. These tables must be gimmicked to break in 3s, that the bodies go down in the middle and the 2 sides come up beside them. I don't know if that's paper, if that's just the way they do it. So,
Marcus, can I ask you a question? Do you think maybe they do that for the ladies because of the weight difference?
Yeah, well, that could be. I'll have to go back and watch the men's go through the table and see if they're breaking that way or not. So that could be. And then I liked how she threw her between the two kendo sticks in the ropes.
Yep.
And then, of course, the bag of diamonds. That was fantastic. That's like Legos, thumbtacks. Threw them in her face, and then Glamour shot her down. That was an outstanding match.
It was really good. I agree with you, Mark. Actually, that was a really good show. If anybody didn't catch it, NXT Vengeance Day, it was outstanding. There wasn't a bad match on the show. It was really, I'd say a B plus. It was really solid.
You know, I watched it start to finish.
Hey, what's up, Josh?
Hey, Josh.
Okay, and we started NXT out with a triple threat between Jasper Troy versus Eli Knight versus Sean Legacy. Started out with Jasper Troy literally manhandling the other two like an Andre handicap match, is the way I looked at it. Because Jasper Troy literally is the same size as the other two put together.
Yeah.
I thought. So I still think Jasper Troy ought to team up with Maliko. It'd be a hell of a tag team.
Yeah.
The double drop kicks, finally took him down. Of course, we're going to take out the announce table at the beginning of the show, so that's what they did. Mr. Carver showed up and slammed Troy through that table and then started yelling at Booker T about something.
Marcus, I can give some context on that.
Okay.
Carver was going to be a part of LFG, and him and Booker T got into it big time, and I think he actually got kind of, I don't know if it's story-wise or for real, kind of got kicked off of LFG last season. So there's history between him and Booker, and they're playing on that. And I've got a feeling that this week they're going to be in Houston, and they're having a Booker T night. I'm wondering if this is going to be the night that Carver attacks Booker T.
It could be. We'll get to that here in a minute, what you're talking about there. Well, anyway, after Troy got taken out, then the last two was just fast back and forth. The midair flip was pretty awesome. JT back in, and it ended up being a double Samoan drop, double pin, and we had double winners because Eli Knight and Sean Legacy both pinned them, and they just give them both give them the win. The only thing I have a complaint about is the ring announcer announced the winners right off the bat.
Yeah,
the two got pinned. The ring announcer says, "And the winners are." And it's like, how are you not even supposed to know that yet?
Yeah.
Because the referee didn't go over there and tell you who won. You just automatically announced that.
Yeah.
So you kind of, it's like you need to,
be a little more patient. Yeah, I agree.
But it was a decent opening.
Real quick, Josh made a comment in there about Jasper Troy that he is really boring. He's pretty good in the ring, and I do think he's boring. I think what Jasper Troy needs is a manager. I mean, when Undertaker first came in, he had a manager. And he ended up not needing it all the time. But I think Jasper Troy does need a manager. And he could end up being Booker T.
Well, that'd be pretty cool.
So a lot of people would like Booker T to become a manager because I know a lot of people don't like him on commentary.
Yeah.
He's unique on commentary, I'll say that.
Different.
Yeah. Okay, then we had a tag team match. Charlie Dempsey and Tavon Heights against Uriah Collins and Lexus King. The belly to belly is pretty good. It was very beautiful. Charlie turned on Heights when Regal and Finlay showed up. I am not a fan of this version of Lexus King. He needs to go back to being Brian Pillman Jr. I don't care for his persona. I don't care for his work rate. He's not the same guy that we've seen back. God damn it. He's not the same guy that we've seen back at the show in a few years ago at Jay County.
That's Alexis fucking Marcus up tonight.
Yeah.
It's probably Kelly. Anyway. But I'm not the fan of this. They need to go back.
Laying it down.
Well, you said Alexis King, so what you said.
I'm sorry, that did go off over there, but anyhow. I don't care for Brian Pillman Jr. in this persona or this work ethic. I think he needs to go back to what he was beforehand.
He needs to be a loose cannon.
Yeah, I think this group could work though.
Okay, then Shiloh Hill did his funny of the year. We could remove somebody's tires off their car and handed the tire tool to, I don't know who he handed it to, but
general manager.
Okay, I thought that's who that was, but I still thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was.
And then Tony D'Angelo came out and challenged Joe Hendry for the next pay-per-view. Okay, then we had Laney Reed versus Sol Ruka. pretty good scientific match. I mean, seriously, good counters. It was a pure scientific match. I like the surfboard on Laney. The holds and the counters are pretty impressive. Of course, then the tag teams distracted. Reed got the upper hand. Then we got picture in picture. I hate those. Anyway, Soul Rooker won it with the Snow Snatcher. So I think she's in a triple threat match. What, next week? Is it next week or the PLE? I don't remember.
Hey, how's it going, Wes Ryan?
Oh, Wes Ryan. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he PM'd me earlier, said he got beat up by Brody. That's why he gave me the wrong results on Monday. So you're giving it a bye this time, buddy. And then we had the speed round. Rance Sinclair won that. That's about all I could say about those. Those are too quick to even keep notes about. So it was due to a submission. I'm not really a big fan of those.
I think they should be 5 minutes. I think they should be 5 minutes instead of 3.
Yeah.
Then are those matches, real quick, sorry, Marcus, are those matches still just like on X? Like, because isn't that how they first started the speed stuff?
No. They originally had it on X, and now they moved it to NXT.
Okay. So they done away with that thing, the first, how they were doing on X.
Now the title match coming up will be 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. The title matches are 5. But I think they should go 5 minutes for all of them. Just my opinion, but 3 minutes is pretty quick. But I tell you, I like Ren Sinclair, and I like her submission.
Yeah, I did too. Okay, then they created a tag team tournament for the. They're going to run a tag team tournament, and the number one contenders of the winner of this tournament will go on to the next PLE. So, and then all hell broke loose because then all the tag teams are beating each other up in the back. Yeah. There's going to be a steel cage rematch for the ladies' North American title, and that should be Monday or Tuesday, right?
Yep, in Houston. Yep.
And Booker T Appreciation Night because it's Booker T's hometown.
Yeah. Then
you had the main event: Ethan Page versus Ethan Page and Ricky Snates took on Joe Hendry and Miles Bourne. Ended up that Ethan Page pinned Joe Hendry. I love Miles' high drop kicks. Of course, now they're doing this thing with the belt because Ethan Page went to throw it to Ricky Snates during the PLE and it slid right through the entire ring and landed on the outside. So Ethan Page grabbed a hold of the belt. He swung it. It put the flag probably out to about the third row because you never see the belt again. But
yeah,
it ended up. It was a very good match. Ended up, like I said, Page pinned Joe Hendry. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. I give the show maybe a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good show. I tell you, Laney Reed impressed me. I thought she had a really good showing of going up against Sol Ruka. Because Laney's not been there very long. So I thought she had a good showing. Okay, guys, let's go to Big Glenn and AEW Dynamite.
I'll tell you what, that was a pretty good show last night, man. We had Tony Khan's #1 fan in the house last night, Mr. Dave Meltzer. Melts in your mouth, not in Tony Khan's hand. But yeah.
Oh,
I had to throw that one out there because it seemed like it fit in well with his name, you know. And shit. So yeah. Anyways, I think my match tonight was Brody King, not Brody King, but Kyle Fletcher versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Man, that was a 5-star match, except the end of it was bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't think you needed anything like that. I think we needed a definite winner, you know. So then we had Willow Nightingale take on Persephone.
Yeah.
And these two ladies are pretty damn good, which makes sense why I think they both hold titles right now. So.
Yep.
But then you had the main event of the Super Kick Hot Tag guys and FTR. that was a good match and stuff. But anything that happened before Mike Bailey, I missed. So
yeah, well, you didn't miss much. You had Moxley in the opening the show in a tag match with Castagnoli. But the Moxley stuff needs to calm down. But yeah, Fletcher match was great. I agree with you, Big Glenn. I really liked the ladies match. Young Bucks match. It was fine. I mean, look, I said this on the other show I do with Josh and them 2 or 3 weeks ago. WWE is a TV show. They produce that as a TV show for the fans at home. I think AEW's producing shows for the fans in the arena. So I
Yes.
think if you go to that show and watch that show in the arena, I think you're going to love it. I think it's going to play a lot better live than it does on TV.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
just kind of my opinion. Chris, what do you think about that? You think that's a fair observation?
Oh no, I agree because that was one of the things I was going to say. Like I thought last night's AEW show was a solid show. Like I said earlier, I right around a 7.5. I thought it was like that's the first time I'd watched it in a while. It like I said, I didn't get so bored that I just turned it. I love the Fletcher and Bailey match. I thought that was real solid. The women's match was solid. Main event wasn't bad. It just ain't my cup of tea.
Yep.
But one thing you do notice when you watch it, because then like I watched that, and then later on last night I watched Monday Night Raw because I didn't watch it on Monday, so I had it on while I was working on some editing stuff. And one of the first things you notice is the big difference in production. Like WWE's production just blows AEW's production out of the water. I mean, that's one. Yeah. I mean, just when you look up at the screen, like just the way that the product looks is just so WWE is just so much. Their production is just so much more polished. But when it comes to the production, so yeah, I agree with you. I think WWE has kind of mastered how to produce for the TV audience and still be able to get a good, still make it enjoyable for the audience there in the arena. Where right now AEW is more focused on that in stadium audience and hasn't really mastered how to get that to come out through the television.
Yeah, well, the pace of the show. See, I think both of them got a little bit of a problem. I think WWE's way too slow paced. I think they could pick that up some, and I think AEW's way too fast paced and could slow it down. So I think they both could learn something from each other. But
hey, thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. I enjoyed being on.
Yep. All right, guys. Let's move on. Next up is our old school match, guys, I believe. And that was the match with Dick
I heard
the
that,
Bruiser.
Gonzo.
That was the match with the Bruiser and Crusher and Little Bruiser versus the Blackjacks, Blackjack Mulligan and Blackjack Lanza with Bobby Heenan. But, guys, he wasn't the Brain yet. He was Pretty Boy Bobby Heenan. I forgot to look up the year, Marcus. Did you notice the year on that?
It was late 70s, I think.
Okay, probably like 77. Shit. I think that sounds right.
And I think it was in Chicago.
Was that match in Chicago? I thought that was in Indy.
No, I believe it was in Chicago.
Okay. But yeah.
And I think I've seen that because I have it on a DVD, and I believe that was part. I've seen it without the BG commentary. I've seen it with the.
You have it on DVD?
Well, it's actually on VHS, but
yeah,
because it's a highlight. It's a highlight.
That'd be great.
It's a highlight for a Bruiser thing. So I have it on VHS and DVD both, I think.
Well, let's jump into it. Let's go to Chris first. I didn't see it.
Yeah, since it's fresh in your mind.
See, fell asleep. All right, guys.
And then I said I was going to watch it while we got this going, and then I started sharing the show and everything else. And I didn't watch it, so I will watch it, though, but I haven't watched it.
I know Big Glenn really enjoyed it, so let's go to Big Glenn first.
I watched everything else I was supposed to watch. I just missed one match.
Okay.
I failed.
But yeah, I tell you what, man, I really enjoyed this one. Great match, start to finish. Obviously, a very young Bobby Heenan that was still able to work in some aspects. You know, I love how they cut him open pretty good, making him look like Ric Flair. You know, with his bleeding like a stuffed pig and stuff like that. I love the post match brawl afterwards because after Bruiser and them get the win, everybody's going nuts, and all of a sudden, I think it's Blackjack Lanza body slams Little Bruiser, and everybody is like, holy shit, what the hell is going on? So it was a great match to start to finish, honestly, and I love how they was all getting after it and stuff, man. It was to keep the fans interested.
Yeah, I agree. Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. The thing that really threw me off with, just because of the, the quality of the, from now to back then, like at first when they were saying, little bruiser, and I was looking at, not bruiser. What's the other guy's name? I can't think of it. Crusher looked like little bruiser, so it threw me off.
Yeah, Crusher, he looks more like, but I think Marcus had told me this, that he had played Little Crusher in other parts of the country.
So, that makes more sense. Yeah. But like when I was watching it, I was like, wait a minute, which one's, because when he said Little Bruiser, when I'm watching that, I'm thinking, okay, that's Bruiser, but really that's Crusher. So that threw me off for a little bit. But then I started tracking it. Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. It was really really stiff match. I mean, I pointed out, saw a lot of potatoes, a lot of stiff shots, and man, back in the day, the way they worked, you could tell, like the blood that Heenan got. You already knew that was not a gig. That was straight up the hard way, and yeah. I have much more respect for Bobby Heenan now, because I only grew up knowing Bobby Heenan as the manager. So now to get to see him work, he's fantastic in the ring.
Quick question for, I'm gonna say it's for anybody, but probably Marcus or Dad's gonna know, just because you guys got to see that more than we did. And then I lost my train of fucking thought.
Oh, there he goes. Welcome to my world.
Oh shit! I really did. I lost. Oh no! I got it back. I got it back.
I was curious.
Did Bobby Heenan get hurt? Like, why did he become? Because I'm the same as Justin. I knew him more as a manager. I really didn't even know him as a wrestler. Did he get hurt? And is that why he transitioned to manager, or like what happened there? Why he didn't wrestle like more?
Marcus, you want to take it?
I really don't know. I mean, I think it's the fact that he went past these wrestling. I mean, he did do house shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Even later down the line, he would put the singlet back on and wrestle. But I just think he was better behind commentating, managing. He went past the part where he was no longer a superstar as a wrestler, more of a manager and other avenues.
Okay, so did he not get into like managing until he was older?
Right.
No, he managed early on. I think he came in originally as a manager. But he
wrestled.
I don't know he was ever a fully trained wrestler. I'm not saying he didn't train. I'm not saying that. But he wrestled more. Basically, they'd build up feuds, and then he would be the blow off a lot of times. He would get in a 6-man match or a tag match, and his job was to bump, because he could take bumps like no other.
And to take the pin.
And take the pin and bleed. About every match back old school. Now, he didn't do it in WWE. He didn't bleed every now and then he bled some in WWE and AWA. But before that, in the 70s, anytime he wrestled, I would say 99% of the time he bled. And I was fortunate enough to see him in the early 70s in a chain match against Billy Red Cloud, Newcastle, and he bled like a pig. I mean, bled. But his things were, he was the manager, and he was to get heat, man. He was there to be the heat magnet. And they're probably in the 70s. I don't know if there was anybody in better now. No. Let's go to Marcus.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
You could just remember it.
Yeah, because I have it on DVD. I really do. But anyhow, but yeah, as Justin brought up, he looked more like Little Crusher, the micro, the midget, because they called him a midget. Up in the Minnesota area, when you were in AWA Crusher territory, he was the Little Crusher. They run that same match up there, but it was Crusher, Bruiser, and Little Crusher, and then down here it was Bruiser, Crusher, and Little Bruiser, because you didn't have TV and people didn't know that thing back then. But Um, I like well, this brought back a lot. Me and Tony have had the opportunity to see Bruiser in person. This really brought back a lot. I love the fact of no ring music and the people coming to the ring with the security guards because the crowd literally mobbed those guys. They took all they could do to get to the ring, and then if you pissed off the crowd, it was even worse trying to get back to the locker room. Um, the end of a match with a bruiser was always a riot scenario. What you seen at the end of that match was literally every bruiser match. I was lucky enough to be part of a bruiser riot. I've seen it firsthand. The crowd would literally lose their mind, and it was fantastic. I thought it was funny, and I knew this was a bruiser production. For one, it was Little Bruiser. The referee's name was Johnny Shorn. That's the guy. That was the dean of the referees. Well, Connie Marker was one of them. Then Johnny Shorn was another. That was Bruiser's referees. And then Sam Miniger, he was the fantastic commentator. He commentated everywhere.
Yeah.
He was the one running commentary. I thought it was funny after 5 minutes, who was the legal man? Who the hell was the legal man after 5 minutes? Because everybody and their brother was in there, literally.
Yeah.
And back then, the micros were gimmicks. They were gimmick sideshows. They were attractions like Andre.
Yeah.
So that's what sold tickets. I thought it was funny. Bruiser lands his eyes into Crusher's fingers because old Crusher did. Was all these fingers up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Justin, they shoot. They shot all the time.
I know. That's what I loved about it.
That was every Bruiser match. Crusher back then. Bruiser Brody.
But like it just threw me off. Like he was going for the tag, and then it looked like a botch, and then it just turned into a shoot.
Yep.
Especially in the 70s. I mean, a lot of wrestling was, man, just shoots. And I wanted to get Justin's and Big Lynn's. And,
can I ask one more question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
When we went to Anderson, to the Speedway, we watched that wrestling show after the races. I remember it had Sabisco. Was that Dick the Bruiser in them?
That was AWA. Okay. That wasn't Bruiser. That was AWA. Which Bruiser
I
was part of AWA.
I remember had a Sabisco. I remember it as a kid, and them guys were beating the hell out of each other.
Chris, now you seen Dick the Bruiser before. I don't know if you remember. I think it was 1985 or 86 in Muncie. You seen him and Yukon Moose against Dr. Jerry Graham and Kent. Don Kent was his name?
Bulldog Don Kent.
Yep, in a tag match in a cage. And that's when I don't know what Yukon was doing. The dude was a big man, and he was getting older at that point in 85 or 86. Gets up on the top rope, and he's going to jump off on the Graham. Well, Bruiser's off the side of the ropes, and the other guy's down on the mat too. And Bruiser said, "What are you going to do?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "Because I'm not jumping and I can't get down." And all four of them guys are cracking up laughing. And we're sitting there, the whole audience is laughing because we heard him say, he said, I'm not going to jump and I can't get down. And it was freaking hilarious. It was at the fairgrounds.
At the fairgrounds.
Your Uncle Tom was with us, and Ike was with us. His stepson.
I remember Ike going to quite a few wrestling shows with us. He went to a couple WWF shows with us too. I remember.
Yes.
Or WWE now, but back then it was WWF. But so who else was on that card? You said Sabisco. You said somebody
Scott
else.
Hall.
Yeah.
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall was there.
I know the time frame, so go ahead. Probably
Scott Hall. Kurt Hennig. Kurt Hennig was there. I think Baron. Yep.
The Freebirds.
I don't think the Freebirds were there.
If I remember right, didn't they have a cage match?
Yeah, I believe so. What was that guy named? He was a amateur wrestler, Brad
Rangans. Brad Rangans.
Rangans. Yeah, he was there. There was a lot of AEW.
It was in the
85, 86.
It was in the infield of Anderson Speedway, right in the middle of the damn race. Infield. I remember that as a kid. That was cool.
Yep.
And then real quick, did you see this that Josh had asked about Joey Janela?
Yeah, I don't know who he's. I seen he was going to wrestle somebody, but I didn't see who it was. If you want to tell us, Josh. Guys, what I was going to ask is, did you guys notice how the crowds just went crazy for this match, and how many moves did these guys really do? I mean, Marcus, how many moves was in this match?
Maybe 4. And I like
Maybe.
Bruiser's facial expressions. His what did I write that down as? His snarling punches. Every time he punched, he had that strange look on his face.
Oh yeah. Always made noises. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I've heard a lot of Dick the Bruiser stories over the years. I have not heard about him groping anybody, but I have heard a lot of Dick the Bruiser stories over the years, though it don't surprise me one bit either. But
So Justin and Big Glenn, what do you guys think of the crowd reaction? I mean, these guys, they work the crowd, but I mean, again, there's not a lot of big moves or spots. It's just brawling and working the crowd. Let's go to Justin first. What do you think of the way the crowd was?
Yeah, the crowd was hot. I mean, I think the bigger pops they got was when little Bruiser got in there. So
it was like Marcus said, he was an attraction.
He was one of the main attractions. So every time he got in there and he hit Bobby Heenan or he did anything, he got big reactions. I thought it was real funny. The one thing that really there was a couple things that made me laugh. One was my 90s brain immaturity. Instead of saying Bruiser, they were saying Dick. There goes here comes Dick comes in the ring. There goes Dick. Dick. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Well, things are different. Yeah. Now
So I couldn't stop laughing because he kept saying, here comes Dick. And I'm like,
that's
so
right.
I was trying not to laugh there. But that was a different time, and I'm glad I got to watch that. But there was another part on there where they're all trying to clear the ring and get everybody out. And Bobby the Brain Heenan's just laying there bleeding, and it's like nobody's doing anything, and just out of nowhere, little Bruiser just comes over and just kicks him. And it's like nobody's seen this, but that little guy just comes over and does it.
Yeah.
Most people don't talk about the grandma that way, but okay.
like if you watch it, you sit there and you're like, okay, they're clearing the ring, and just all of a sudden you just see this. Yeah. Everything's prepared, and just out of nowhere, this little guy just coming over there and just kicks Bobby Heenan and just walks away.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell?
Big Glenn, what was your take on the crowd?
Oh, I loved it, and I loved it when I was making reference to the brawl after the match when the Blackjack got a whole little Bruiser and just threw him on the mat, and everybody was about ready to lose their shit.
Man, because Lanza was, Mulligan was like 6'8". I think Lanza was 6'5", 6'6". Yeah, so you imagine he's holding up this 90-pound midget, and throws him. And I mean, he's got him as high as he could get him. And I also think he might have jumped when he did. I mean, it was amazing. It really was.
And little Bruiser, man, he sold that shit good.
Oh yeah.
Well, you could do a reenactment of that. Dad.
No, I'm not doing it. No, bullshit. No, I'm not doing it with nobody. I'm not doing it with a midget. I'm not doing it with Congo Kong. I'm not doing any fucking body.
I'm sure we get Jackson Morgan and Congo Kong.
No.
I just heard Congo Kong versus Tony Gonzalez. Yes.
Maybe we can get Jackson.
Hey, Marcus, you're the booker. Book it.
Right. No, Marcus. No, Marcus.
No, I already got it booked. I already booked it, man. All right.
Anyway,
Marcus already has his match. We'll talk about that next week. But that's your match. That's your match.
Okay.
Shit, that's the case. We'll make sure we have a stretcher at ringside.
All right, guys. Anybody got a match for next week?
Yeah. So we kind of talked about it. I think it was yesterday. Let's go. Bret Hart.
Owen Hart.
SummerSlam
94.
Steel Cage 94. SummerSlam 94.
God damn it.
SummerSlam?
Yep.
SummerSlam 94.
Okay, that'll be the old school match for next week, guys. Got a couple more things real quick, and we'll get out of here. First of all, just wanted to plug for everybody if you want to see some wrestling and pay a little money. Of course, it's a pay-per-view. AEW has their big pay-per-view Revolution Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm not going to go over the whole card because I think there's 13 matches on the some bitch. So I'm not going to go through all that. I'm just going to go to 3 that interested me. First of all, MJF and Hangman Adam Page in the AEW Heavyweight Championship match. It's a last chance Texas death match. If Hangman doesn't win, he never gets another shot at an AEW title ever again, no matter who the champion is. So that's one. Also, Brody King versus Swerve Strickland. That's a match I'm looking forward to. And then the other one is Andrade versus Bandito. I think that's going to be a really good match. The build-up for it ain't been real good, but I think it's going to be a really good match. And if you're FTR and Young Bucks fan, they're going to have another match. So it'll be a good match. I'm just not really interested in it big time. So that's 8 p.m. Sunday, AEW Revolution. And then real quick, guys, I want to talk about the road to WrestleMania just a little bit real quick before we get out of here. Let's talk on a scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you for CM Punk and Roman Reigns? I'm going to go first. Right now, personally, for me, it's at a 9 for me, and every week it's growing. I know Marcus don't like Reigns, but I like the build. I like the build to it. Let's go, Justin first.
Marcus, I just have one thing to say to you.
All right, well, just one.
Just one. Acknowledge me. No, honestly, I think the build's phenomenal. And you know, I've always been a CM Punk fan. You know, I've always been a huge fan of his when he was in WWE, his first run, when he did the pipe bomb, and you know, to have the long-term storytelling in the whole build is great, and which is why I think also them getting rid of Paul Heyman from the Vision, they can kind of get rid of that since the Vision's basically injured and gone. It's a way to bring him back into the fold, and I think it's just going to bring the story to a whole nother level. So right now, I think the hype and the anticipation, and I'm excited for it, so I'll give it a 9.5, 10.
Okay, Big Glenn.
10, and I'll tell you why. Their promos back and forth. If you're trying out for the WWE at the Performance Center and looking to get on Evolve and NXT and stuff, you need to be watching those promos right now because that's promo class 101.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's go to Marcus. I think it's going to be a little different story.
It is because I don't want to see Roman Reigns. They need to start pushing the younger guys. Roman had his run. Don't give him the title. Give somebody else the title. You've had it, dude. Move on.
Okay.
2. I'll give it a 2. I don't care to see this.
Okay.
Because you almost know what's going to happen here.
Yeah. I think you could be right. I'm not saying you're wrong because I understand your feelings. I do. But the promos have been fantastic. They really have. But I understand what you're saying. Chris?
I'd probably say 8.5, 9 for me. For one, I've loved the promos. I like when they kind of make the storylines and they kind of make it personal, because then when they make it personal like that, it kind of makes it feel more real. Like Punk bringing up burying him beside his father and stuff. Like I think that stuff just adds to it. And
you get the shit moments.
I've said a couple times, I think this is some of the best work CM Punk has done. I'm pretty excited for it. So I'd go right around 8.5 to 9.
Okay. Next up, guys, how do you feel? And I know there's a big story here. There's no doubt about it. I'd argue with anybody. There's a big story here, but it's kind of restarting. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. I think this is going to be another main event match on one of the nights, probably the first night, because I think Punk and Reigns are going to be the second night. Guys, I'm going to give it an 8 right now, but honestly, I think if they do this right with the storytelling, it could be better than Punk and Reigns. It's got that potential. because of the story and the history of these two guys. So I am really excited for this. I hope they do it right. Let's go to Marcus first.
Yeah, I'm okay with this one. I'd like to see Cody and Orton, and I know it'll be better than fucking Reigns.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I bet.
no, seriously, I do want to see this one.
I
I
know
really
you.
wish they'd hurry up and turn Cody heel.
I think
So-
I think we may see that at
I hope
WrestleMania. It's
so,
possible.
because then I think then I'll be okay with him being champion. Again, he's another one. Get the belt off of him. We've seen it, but put him heel. That's a whole different character. So
Okay. And Chris.
I'd probably say right around 8. I mean, I'm pretty excited for this one too. I think Orton's been doing some good work. I think it's going to be a good match. I agree with Marcus. So yeah, right around 8. I'm glad that they have Orton in a main event match in a big spot at WrestleMania. Again, it's nice to see him getting that opportunity.
I agree. Big Glenn.
Also a 10 because of the depth of the story between them two and seeing the potential Randy Orton another championship run after so long not having the belt and the Cody Crybabies, so
Yep. Justin.
I'm gonna say about a 7 right now. I haven't really we just got right now we have the contract signing. It hasn't really cooked yet. We haven't really seen it heat up. So I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for some fuel to be added to the fire. Some jabs in the promos. Some just something to heat it up a little bit. But because the story, the story speaks for itself. They started Legacy together, or he brought Cody in the Legacy. And so there's so much history there that's going to be able to be told. And regardless of who turns heel, I think we are going to have. I think it's going to be better than the Punk and Roman Reigns feud, anyways.
Could be
just because of the dynamic of the two guys and the styles of the two guys.
Don't let the IWC hear you say that.
I just want to. I personally would like to see a legend killer Randy Orton one more time instead of heel Cody. But I would like to see a heel Cody again. Heel Cody soon.
I don't think they'll do Legend Killer and right now, and the reason I say that is because they got Gunther.
They got Gunther going on.
No. I mean, he don't have to be like he don't have to do the Legend Killer, but he could be that heel, that vicious, that apex predator that he was when he
WrestleMania 25.
McMahon.
Yeah,
when he punk kicked Stephanie McMahon while Triple H was handcuffed. No,
I know exactly where he's going.
That Randy Orton.
Yep. Next up, guys, Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. How you feel about this one, Chris?
I'd say probably around 7. I'm a big Rhea Ripley fan, but I just haven't been able to get rolled behind Cargill yet. She just hasn't been able to get up to speed yet. So I just need to see her in-ring work keep improving, and it's taking a little bit longer than what I think everybody's expected. So I'd probably say around a 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after seeing their promo on Friday. I'm gonna go up to an 8, but I understand what you're saying. This is a big moment for Jade Cargill. It's either shit or get off the pot, because if she fails at this WrestleMania and doesn't deliver, and I'm not talking about winning the match necessarily or losing it, but
just to look good, look like you belong.
If she don't look like she belongs here, she might be in deep trouble. They're only
gonna give you so many chances to look like you belong or to prove that you belong.
And this is the opportunity. You're in with one of the biggest stars, period, in wrestling. Definitely probably the biggest female star, but one of the top 10 stars in wrestling, period. So it's time to step up or you're in trouble. What about you, Marcus?
Well, I agree. Cargill's not even on the same level as Rhea.
No.
Cargill shouldn't be champion. And I go agree with Chris. When are you going to start proving you're a wrestler, let alone a champion?
Well, she looks like a champion, but she sure don't
That's
wrestle like
what
one.
it is. It's her look.
Yep.
She looks like an athlete until she starts performing.
Yep.
And just because you got muscles and you look good, if you can't work, then you ain't worth shit. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I have a feeling if you don't pull this off, then
Yeah, it could be.
bye. So I'm not that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not because
I'm a
I like Rhea. And Jade's not even on the same level. This match should never be this way. But
I understand what Josh is saying, the way Rhea's been booked a little bit. So I get what he's saying to a certain degree, but I love Rhea.
I think the problem with Rhea, one of the problems is they don't have nobody to book her with.
yeah, no, she's not got the competition. She's too damn good.
The women they have that can keep up with her, and it looks good that you've already done it multiple times. Like they need that new bit. They need that new.
As far as a great match for her, as far as in the ring and it's going to knock you out of your socks, it's only Io Sky. I mean, they proved it, and plus you got a story there because Rhea's never been able to beat Io.
Yeah,
she's 0-5 or 0-6 against Io, so that could be that. I mean, that could have been a WrestleMania match this year. I mean, if you wanted to do it, if you would have set it up, but that is a great story and a great match. They've done proved that because of the Evolution pay-per-view this past year. It was one of the best pay-per-views, and it was a great main event. Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think just like everybody else says, it's shit or get off the pot here with Jade Cargill. Like, it's put up or shut up time. You're going up against the superstar of the women's division. Besides her, you got Becky Lynch. I think those are your two top stars as far as the women in WWE right now, as far as can work with just about anybody. So I think having her and Rhea go up against each other is a big stepping stone for Jade. I think the promo for Jade and Rhea really, like I said, I think it upgraded her when we talked about it about SmackDown on earlier. I think it really upgraded her, and I would love to see her keep improving, and hopefully. I definitely want to see her get better in the ring. Like, I think they need to send her right now up until WrestleMania once or twice a week. Send her to the Performance Center. Let her and Rhea work, because I think that match could be really, really good, especially with Rhea carrying it.
I don't think that's the problem, Justin. I think they've already did that. I think the problem is she gets in her own head. She gets in the ring and she starts thinking about shit, and that's when she screws up. I think it's her mentality is her biggest problem. I mean, she's got the physical attributes, but I don't think she can't keep a match together because she ain't got the head for it.
She's well past that. She should be past that by now.
I think putting her with Rhea is going to help calm her down, because Rhea's, if you watch the WWE Untold series, Rhea kind of peels the Band-Aid back or the curtain back on herself a little bit and says how she experiences that stuff. So I think that it'd be helpful to see what they could do together in the ring.
Yeah, Rhea said she becomes a head case. She's had to have people talk her down before a match. She admitted to that. Big Glenn, your take?
Oh yeah, you gonna love my rating for this. 0. You know why? I'm giving it. Yeah, I'm giving it 0. And it has nothing to do with Rhea. They got these 2 women's matches, these women's World Championship matches, in the wrong spot.
Good, I wasn't see this shit at all.
Yeah, I want to see Rhea versus Stephanie Valkyrie and Liv versus whoever the fuck on SmackDown.
Okay, all right. I think it's too early for Stephanie and Rhea.
Yeah, I understand.
But I think I'd like to see it.
Oh, I would love to see that shit.
Speaking of Stephanie Liv Morgan, guys. Stephanie Becker and Liv Morgan. It's got better. The builds got better. She had a real good promo a couple weeks ago. I think we need more physicality. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 right now for me. What about you, Big Lynn?
I'm gonna give it 10. I can see the storyline here. Yeah, I'm going the opposite
10,
'cause
fucking 10.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it 10 because
10.
I see it. Yeah, perfect 10. Like
He's
Kyle
starting to sound like
Dillinger.
Oprah Winfrey. You get a 10. You get a
You
10.
yeah.
He gets a 10. She gets a 10.
I tell you what, man,
Legit.
when it's WrestleMania season, man, my ass gets fired up like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah? I bet it
I
does,
know.
bud.
I just
I bet
noticed
it
that.
does.
Yeah.
Okay, Marcus, what's your take?
It should be a good match. It should be good. I'll give it a 7.
Okay, Chris.
I will say right about 7 is probably where I'd have it right now as my anticipation.
Okay, and Justin.
I think it has a very, very high potential. I would say, yeah, right now 7, 8.
Okay, this is the last thing, guys. Which match are you more excited for? These 3 matches haven't been announced yet, but I do think they're going to happen. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor versus Dominic, or Brock Lesnar in an open challenge. I do think it's going to be Obafemi. I hope.
Well,
But they say that Brock and I people give Brock a hard time about this. But if Brock is truly going to retire at SummerSlam, they said he don't want to lose before then. I agree with that. I'd say you don't book him against Oba then. If he's not going to, and I agree, he shouldn't lose now and then lose again at SummerSlam. I think if he's going to retire and he's going to lose that last match against Gunther at SummerSlam, so I say you don't book Obafemi against him. So I don't disagree with Brock if that's true. He don't want to lose a match until SummerSlam. I don't disagree with that.
I get what you're saying.
So for me, it's Finn Balor, and I really want to see Jacob Fatu and Drew, and I'll change that if it's a Hell in a Cell. Then I'll change my choice. If it's a Hell in a Cell, I'm all for it. But and I guess the rumor came out that they changed from it was going to be Cody and Drew in Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, but they changed it to Cody and Randy in a regular match. But I'm on a Finn and Dominic. Marcus, what about you?
Well, I'd like to see Brock and Oba.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go Jacob and McIntyre.
Okay. Justin.
If it's Demon Finn, then Finn and Dominic.
Okay. Big Glenn.
Oba, Femi, and Brock. Even though I want to see Oba win, but I think it's a good spot for Oba.
I don't think you could have Oba lose. I think it'd kill him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see Oba win.
You
Obviously.
could have a double count out, and they go all over the place. But
Yeah.
I think the crowd's going to shit on that.
Or you could have Gunther or somebody come out and interfere
Maybe.
and cost Lesnar the match if you're going to build up like a Lesnar and Gunther feud. You could do something like that and make both of them look strong. For me, if the Brock Lesnar Open Challenge was Oba, it'd be that, but I don't think they're going to do that. So I'm going to go with Balor and Mysterio.
Yeah, I'd like to see all 3 of those matches. So I hope all 3 happen. It's pretty killer, pretty good next 3 matches.
So who do you think Brock's going to take on if it's not Oba?
The rumor was, and people are going to hate this. Rumor was going to be LA Knight was going to answer the Open Challenge.
Oh, I thought you were going to see Danhausen.
Now they could have Danhausen curse Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but I don't think Brock Lesnar played that game. So
I don't either.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know who they would go with. I don't know what they're.
Pat McAfee, there you go.
It sounds like that's not going to be around for a little while.
Yeah, I'm going to be gone for a while. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
Nope.
I do not.
I know me, Chris, and Glenn will be back here just about 10 o'clock with GSR, Scoundrel Sports Room, Thursday night. So check us out We're gonna have a good show for you. And guys, if you don't have nothing else, let's get out of here.
All right.
Everybody have a good night.
Off the bed I go.
LA Knight wouldn't know how to answer an open challenge.
I have to agree with that.
That's true.
He'll botch it.
All right, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room, and we will see you guys next week.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all